I'm not saying we have perfect marriage in this church, but I'm saying our people are trying their best. So if you want to enjoy peaceful marriage, you must understand what marriage is all about. Number one, it is responsibility. And some of the responsibilities that you have to work hard to make sure that your 1 plus 1 is equal to what? Is that not hard? Is it easy to make 1 plus 1 equal to 1? No answer now. It's not easy. 1 plus 1 equal to 1. Each one we're talking about, they have lived apart for 20 years plus or 30 years, not knowing themselves. They grew up from different parentage, different background, different experiences, and you want them to be 1 plus 1 equal to 1. If anybody tells you it's an easy task, that person is deceiving you. It is not easy, but it is possible. Everybody say it's possible. It's possible. It's challenging. It's demanding. It's hard work. It takes a lot, but it's possible. Say it's possible. If you believe it's not possible, then it is not possible. To him that believeth, how many things are possible? Some people, why their marriage is not working, is that they believe it is they say all women are the same, all men are the same. You first of all must start from knowing that it is possible. God will not ask us to give him what we cannot do. God is not a difficult God. It is possible for a man to be married to a woman and the two are one flesh. But ladies and gentlemen, it is a huge work. Because why is it a big work? These are two different people, two different backgrounds, two different experience, two different parenting, two different upbringing. We are not raised the same way. Are you following me? Sometimes two different language. Sometimes two different culture. Our cultures too are not the same. The next village, neighboring village, what we like in our village, they don't like it. But two people who are different comes together, and it is expected that it has to be 1 plus 1 is equal to. You are not answering me. Whoever say 1. Who will make it 1? The two of them. God has declared it. The reality of it is God that will make it happen. Sorry, it's you that will make it happen. This is the only place where 1 plus 1 is equal to 1. And let me tell you from my experience, the only way you can enjoy marriage is to make sure that you know and you see 1 plus 1 as 1. If you don't see 1 plus 1 as 1, marriage can't work. There will be trouble all the time. If you still want to live the bachelor life you were living before you marry, you don't know that now that you are joined with someone, you need to blend together and be one, it won't work. Third party don't work in marriage. This is God's mathematics. And most of the marital problems we are facing in our generation, they are caused because our own 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. That's what they taught us in school, and that's what we have in marriage. Praise God. You are filling form in your office. They say next of kin. You wrote the name of your child. Is your child one with you? And your spouse is alive. Next of kin. You wrote Junior's name. So the woman you marry that dropped her father's name for your own name, she's just a figurehead, Abby. Most men make this mistake. They don't know that the woman, the moment they get married, they have to let that woman take her place. She has a place in your life. Most women get it wrong. The moment you are married, let your husband take his place. Let him take his full place. Oh, we know you have a family. We know you have a very loving family. The family too should take their... Every family... God did not say we should throw away our family to be married. He didn't say we should not attend to the needs of our parents once we are married. But there must be a balance. There are many funny things we do. Do you know there are people that they are married, but their brothers and sisters that are living with them, they are the one in charge of the house. Madam can't talk too much. Because in fact, in tradition, even though she's older than them, she has to call them brother, auntie, uncle. She must not call them by name, even though she's older than them. She can't ask for help from them. And they too, they'll be carrying chest and belly everywhere inside the house. Oga has gone to work. It's time to take lunch. They will go and be knocking. Are we not going to eat? The day somebody tried that in my house many years ago, almost 20 years ago, I told him that you have expired in this house. You are supposed to have your own territory. Because you are acting like this is your territory. Every king has a king. Every kingdom has a king. You are not the king of this kingdom. One day, a husband empowered his younger brother so much until he started disciplining his wife whenever she's wrong. This is not what they told me, it's what I know. A 35-year-old younger brother. During the our midweek service in Arigbanla, he came to church. That was when he missed it. He's been doing it at home. He came to church after service. We were still hanging around trying to talk. I just had boop. A very tall, master degree older woman just being slapped and hit by the younger brother of the husband. Said because he came to discipline her as he used to. I wish we have some good people in this church. This church is full of John the Baptist, John the Beloved, and Peter the Rock. We have both in this church. It's a balanced church. We have John the Beloved and we have Peter the Rock. I quickly call my Peters. I say surround him. They surrounded him. I say, Oga, what did you just do? He said, she's my brother's wife. She did something. I was talking to her. She didn't want to listen. So I disciplined her. I said, well, this is a criminal offense. It is police that will settle this one. You have to know which problem should go to hospital, which problem should go to police, which problem should go to church. Many of us Africans, we don't know where every problem is church. No, this is not a church problem. This is a law enforcement agency problem. He said, why are you talking like that? I said, we are going to go to the police to talk about what happened. They are the one that will settle this matter. We didn't take him to nearby police station so that they will not manipulate the case. We took him to Egbeda. Something happened in Orile, we took him to Egbeda. We locked him up. His brother, medical doctor, came and said, Pastor, please, where did you lock my brother? I said, I won't tell you. Go and find out yourself. Your brother has crossed his boundary. You are supposed to be the one to do this, but let's help you. He said, but 1 week, the boy was still there. You are 35 years old. What are you even doing in their house? What are you still doing in that house? One plus one is equal to 1. If you understand 1 plus 1 is equal to 1, whatever you will not allow anybody do to you, you will not do it to your husband or your wife. Because you are one flesh. You open your mouth all the time and curse your husband and call him all kinds of names. You are calling yourself. Because you are one flesh. If you know 1 plus 1 is equal to 1, even when you are hungry, there are things that will never come from your mouth. No matter how annoyed you are. Because 1 plus 1 is equal to what? 1. Have you ever seen where somebody is cursing himself? That person must have lost his mind. Just wake up and you are just throwing curses on yourself. But some women do it. They will say because they are angry. But the other time they were angry, why can't they curse themselves? Some men do it. Some men do what? They do it. You hit your wife, boom. The last time you two make mistake, why can't you eat yourself? In marriage, if it will work, it is 1 + 1 = 1. Know it, believe it, accept it. And if you cannot believe it, accept it, or know it, please, I beg you, don't marry. Marriage is not meant for everybody. Jesus did not marry. He never married. So it's not like everybody must marry. It's in the Bible. There are people that will stay single because of the gospel. I mean, so maybe you are one of them. Because the moment you go into marriage, it's a covenant relationship. And when they say something is a covenant relationship, you have to be careful. Because if you break an hedge, serpent will bite. It's not about your spouse. It's about the third party, the God who is involved, the institutor of marriage. It's not about your wife or your husband. It's about God. One day my wife asked me a very strong question. You know, in this church we are very real. We don't call red blue in this church. That's why we have more men than women. I'm sorry for women. You know, because men, they want to see that if you do abracadabra before men, after a while you say, so, you to shake too. My wife said, Pastor. Oh, sorry, she calls me, the name she calls me, she said, can you fall? Can you fall? That is, can you commit adultery? That's what she was saying. You see, me, I don't like to lie. I said, I can fall, but I will not fall in Jesus' name. I know some of us, you will not like me because you really want me to say, I cannot fall. Baby, I love you so much. She will know I'm lying. She may just keep quiet and give me the pastoral respect. I said, baby, I can. I can. But I will not. And I said, the reason why I will not is because I will not want to lose your trust and lose God's trust. I said, it's not even about you. It's about God that we both have contract with. I said, so if I am trying not to fall, it's not you. Number one, you are part of the factor, but God is the major factor. You know what Joseph said? When the wife of Potiphar said, come and sleep with me, he said, how can I do this wickedness against my God? It's a question of God. It's not a question of, if I sleep with this man, my husband will know. It's not your husband. It is God. If I sleep with this woman, my wife will know. It is God. Joseph said, how will I do this thing against wickedness against my God? How will I use my hand to destroy the relationship I built with God over the years because of a piece of meat? Did you get that? How will I do it? So I'm careful not to walk in the terrain. Because anybody that will not commit adultery, whether wife or husband, must not put fire in his bosom. Can a man put fire in his bosom and not be burnt? You say you don't want to commit adultery. Your best friend is not your wife. It is that woman somewhere is your best friend. Before your wife knows what is happening to you, she already knows. You know there are people like that. They say she's my baby. We're not dating, no. We're not dating. She's my baby. My bestie. We're not dating, no. Nothing attached you. We're just cool. Continue.